Sugar is one of the most consumed commodities on the planet, but the process of creating it is a masterpiece of heavy engineering. It begins in the tropical fields, where sugarcane, a giant perennial grass, grows up to 4 meters high. To produce just 1 kilogram of sugar, a factory needs roughly 7 to 10 kilograms of these stalks. Once the cane reaches its peak sucrose content, it is harvested and transported immediately. Time is the enemy here. Once cut, the sugar content begins to drop, so the factory must work 24/7. Huge trucks dump tons of raw cane onto moving conveyors, beginning a journey of heat, pressure, and chemistry. From a muddy field to a sparkling white crystal that is the industrial journey of sugar. The first challenge is cleaning. The cane comes in covered in field, soil, and rocks. It passes under high-pressure water jets and over vibrating grids to shake off debris. But you can't squeeze juice out of a solid stalk easily. The cane passes through a series of leveler knives, giant spinning blades that shred the stalks into a fluffy, fibrous material. This increases the surface area, making it possible to extract almost 98% of the juice in the next stage. This is the heart of the raw factory. The shredded cane enters a series of mill trains, massive, heavy iron rollers weighing several tons each. These rollers exert thousands of pounds of pressure, literally crushing the juice out of the fiber. As the juice flows out, it's a dark, cloudy green liquid. But look at the leftover fiber, called bagasse. In a modern factory, nothing is wasted. This bagasse is transported to the factory's own power plant. It's burned in high-pressure boilers to create steam, which turns turbines to generate electricity. Most sugar factories actually produce more power than they use, selling the excess back to the city grid. The raw juice we just squeezed out is full of organic impurities, soil, and enzymes. If we boiled it now, we'd get a dark, bitter mess. To fix this, the juice undergoes clarification. It's heated to nearly 100 degrees Celsius and mixed with milk of lime. This is a chemical process where the lime reacts with the impurities, forming a heavy sediment called mud. In giant tanks called clarifiers, this mud settles to the bottom, while the clear, pale gold juice rises to the top. The mud is later filtered and sent back to the farms as a rich fertilizer. At this stage, the juice is 85% water and only 15% sugar. To make crystals, we have to get rid of that water. The juice enters a series of multiple effect evaporators. These are giant sealed tanks where the juice is boiled under a vacuum. Why a vacuum? Because under lower pressure, liquids boil at lower temperatures. This saves a massive amount of energy and prevents the sugar from burning or caramelizing. By the time the juice leaves the last tank, it has become a thick, honey-like syrup called syrup or meladura. Now, the syrup enters the vacuum pans. This is where the liquid turns into a solid. A highly skilled operator performs seeding. They inject a small amount of tiny sugar dust into the syrup. These tiny dust particles act as a foundation. As the syrup continues to boil, the sugar molecules in the liquid begin to latch onto these seeds. Slowly but surely, the crystals grow. This creates a thick, sludge-like mixture of crystals and liquid molasses known as massaquite. To get the pure sugar out, we use physics. The massaquite is dropped into a centrifuge, a massive spinning basket with a fine mesh lining. It spins at 1,200 revolutions per minute. The centrifugal force flings the liquid molasses through the mesh, while the white sugar crystals stay trapped against the walls. A quick spray of hot water washes away any remaining syrup, leaving behind damp, sparkling white sugar. The final step is the rotary dryer. The sugar is tumbled through a stream of warm, filtered air until it is perfectly dry. It's then sorted by size, weighed by automated robots, and packed into bags. From a green stalk in the field to the white crystals on your table, the process is a perfect cycle of engineering efficiency. Thanks for watching this deep dive on Factory Made. Don't forget to subscribe for more industrial secrets.